Everyone, I just wanted to share something I am working on right now. I'm actually doing this in my watercolor journal, and basically what I'm trying is to see if I can fix this right here on his wings. I don't know if you can see it in the picture. I got that light on, but I'm not real happy with the way these wings are turning out, so I'm going to attempt a experiment here. This is basically me trying to work on getting my birds looking more correct. Anyway, I have this white titanium Daniel Smith watercolor, and I'm going to try to see if I can fix this with this, and also if I need to go a little bit more opaque, I have my titanium white gouache as well as just regular white gouache. And if this doesn't work, I will let it dry. Like I said, I'm going to try to fix where these white spots are supposed to be in this back of his feathers, and if it doesn't work, I'll let it dry completely. And then my other experiment, if it comes down to it, is this stuff. I have both the titanium white and the transparent Daniel Smith watercolor ground, and basically what you do is you put it on the spot that you want to cover up and let it dry 24 to 48 hours. And then you can work on it as if it was fresh paper, fresh watercolor paper is what they say you can do. So anyway, we're going to first try the titanium white Daniel Smith and maybe some gouache to see if we can fix this and his feathers. And then if it looks like it's working, we'll leave it alone from there and work on the rest of this painting again. Still got some details that need to be finished. I need to finish his head and beak. I need to go back and darken this branch a little bit more, or add some more details, and then over on his claws as well. And there might be a few other places, but most of the background's already pretty much done. If I go too many more details, I may actually take away from the main subject, which is him. So anyway, we're going to see what this looks like once I get this done, and maybe it will help give some pointers for somebody who might be struggling when they make a mistake. That's one of the things I'm trying to get around is, okay, it's okay to make mistakes, but how do you correct them if you can't live with them without completely ruining a picture? And that's one of the reasons why I bought the watercolor ground as well, is because I figure, well, you can't always go over something with white and expect to be able to work on top of it or whichever, and it really is a pain to actually have to continuously start over when you make mistakes. And that's one of the things, even if you're a professional artist, you're going to make mistakes from time to time. It's just inevitable, but you also don't want to waste as much as you possibly can. So sometimes just finding ways to fix problems without having to start over completely is the best solution you could go with. It saves time, it saves money, it saves a lot of stress. So anyway, I thought I would share this with you. This picture is actually a reference photo that my Uncle Eric took, and I just kind of heightened the contrast and saturation a little bit so that it popped a little bit more the way I wanted it to, brought out some of the colors. But anyway, we're going to play with it and see how he looks once I get done. So I'll share that video and pictures when I get to that point. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so I'm back, and this is the finished bird. Sorry, I'm trying to use my phone to do all of this. Anyway, didn't have to go over him with any of the watercolor ground or the gouache even. I just used white titanium Daniel Smith watercolor and did several layers between that and some ultramarine blue, Payne's gray, gosh, I'm trying to think, what other colors did I use? I did use a little bit of umber or burnt brown in it, in spots, and maybe a little bit of the reds that I have. All of it was mostly Daniel Smith, to get his feathers to pop more. And this was the result. I'm not unsatisfied with it. There were a few places that I wanted to do a little bit more in, but this is pretty much what I was aiming for, was to correct it enough to where it wasn't a complete waste and it would still look similar to what the picture would as far as the bird itself, as much as possible. As you can see, I even went in and did a few more details in the branches, and I also added more details in his face and beak. So this is something that I am working on, is trying to get better and better at doing these birds. I will probably do some sketch work in my other books to try to get better at these feathers, and especially on birds that have feathers similar to this, because it is so difficult to do so many details like this. After a while, your eyes, if you sit there and do it for an extended period of time, it's like your eyes start blurring and you can't even see where the lines are anymore. So you lose focus a lot. And there are methods that you can use, like covering up certain parts, so that way you can only focus on a little bit at a time to help you to not lose focus and keep it as correct as possible. But anyway, that's something I decided to start trying. I will probably use the watercolor ground on another picture that I am working on that I'm still having trouble with. Anyway, but this one I wanted to share because it was something that I have been aiming for a while, and thought y'all might like to see something different. Anyway, and there's the reference picture. It's such a pretty bird. I didn't get him exactly, but I wasn't really aiming to be exact. I was just aiming for a better quality than what I have been getting on birds, because I really have trouble with it. And that's something that most people don't realize, is that a lot of artists, even if they are professional, even if they do really excellent detail work where it's even like realistic, there are certain areas that they struggle with. And one of mine actually happens to be proportions, especially when it comes to birds and their feathers. Has always been a difficult one for me, and I'm actually working to correct this problem. It may take me a little while, but I think I'm on the right track now, and I'm actually really loving the way these colors are starting to really pop. I could never accomplish this quality of and depth of colors, especially with my ultramarine blues and my other watercolors that I have had, as I have with the Daniel Smiths. And I really am really glad and satisfied with my purchase with them. Anyway, I'll talk more about that later. This, like I said, is done for now, and I will be doing more of these later. I will actually probably start doing voiceovers, because I realize I'm saying way too many times, and I need to get more comfortable with taking videos. I will also be looking at maybe getting something to hold my phone or a camera on, so that it's more stable and it wouldn't be shaking all over the place while I'm doing my videos as well. But for now, this is what I have, so this is what I'm doing to share some of what I've been up to lately. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a lovely week, and I will share more later.